Peering down into a running river, there are many things we'd expect to see, from rocks to fish to plant life. But a boy in Austria looked into the Danube and saw something moving through the water that was completely stunning. It's incredible to think that the start of the Danube is formed at the mouth of two streams in Germany's Black Forest. From there, it grows into the European Union's longest river and the second longest on the continent. The Danube snakes its way through 10 European countries: Austria, Bulgaria, Croatia, Germany, Hungary, Moldova, Romania, Serbia, Slovakia, and Ukraine. Its path cuts through 4 countries' capitals too: Belgrade, Bratislava, Budapest, and Vienna. It was its situation on the water that brought the Celts to what would become Vienna in 500 BC. Since then, the city's been inhabited continuously as part of the Babenberg dynasty, the Habsburg dynasty, the Holy Roman Empire, and the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It wasn't until the end of World War I that Vienna became the capital city of the First Republic of Austria. Today, the city is well known for its ties to the arts, especially classical music. The likes of Beethoven and Mozart have made music in Vienna. But the Austrian capital on the Danube set an entirely different scene in December of 2015. It was then that a boy just so happened to notice something floating through Vienna's river, something too good to be true. The flickers of red and green were moving through a section of the Danube over a weekend that December. The boy must have moved closer, squinting perhaps to confirm what he was seeing there in the water. He had indeed clearly seen €500 and €100 notes were drifting through Vienna's stretch of the Danube. In December, the city's temperature typically max out in the mid-40s, so hopping into the water would be a chilly experience to say the least. But that didn't stop the boy who saw the money. Instead, he plunged right in the water in an attempt to collect the cash. And in accordance with Austrian law, he was making a fiscally sound decision in doing so. When money is found in Austria, the person who turns it into the authorities is entitled to 5 to 10% of the total amount. The owner then has a year to claim their funds, and if they don't, the person who handed it over gets all the cash. 5 to 10% of the money found would be a nice payout for the boy who was collecting notes in the Danube. It turned out there was €100,000 or roughly $115,000 drifting through the water. There was a problem though. Bystanders had witnessed the young boy jumping into the river, and they suspected his intentions were not to collect a floating fortune, but rather to commit suicide. So they called the police. By the time the police arrived, the boy had begun to gather the cash. Firefighters stepped in to finish the task, fishing the rest of the soggy euros from the Danube. With that, the officials had potential cause to stop the boy from earning his finder's fee. According to the Daily Express, a police spokesman said, "The boy said he wanted to bring it to police, but the question is whether the police found it or the boy." Still, reports stated that he would indeed attempt to claim his share of the money. Well, he'd have to wait for his finder's fee and potentially the full payout. If no one claimed the money, police tried to find the money's source. They announced that they couldn't link the cash to any sort of criminal activity. Of course, the boy in Vienna wasn't the first to find a large sum of cash and do something extraordinary with it. Robbie Robinson, who owned his first pest control business in Florida, happened upon a bank sack in the middle of a busy street in February of 2018. He opened it to find it had a stack of cash inside. There was also a receipt from the bank from which the money had been withdrawn, and that was enough to inspire Robinson's next move. He took the bag, hopped in his car, and drove off to the bank address listed on the receipt. He told USA Today, "I said, hey, I found this bank bag. It belongs to somebody and there's a receipt in there." Robinson added that the teller was elated somebody would do this. Robinson didn't earn a finder's fee, but he did snap a picture of the bag, which he posted to Facebook along with the bag's location to help its owner find their lost money. Commenters lauded his actions, but one in particular was especially touched by Robinson's actions, and for good reason. Robbie Lewis commented that he was the person who had lost the bank sack full of cash. Lewis commented, "I was a wreck over this," and he continued, "I thank you, Robbie, for your actions. I really do appreciate it." But Robinson wouldn't accept more praise for such a good deed. "I was just doing something we should all do," he told USA Today.